Hello, how is everyone today? So, today is the day that we finish Chevalier's route. We have 2 chapters missing. We are going for the best ends, and then we are done. So, yeah, another visual novel this week. This time, an anatomy and romance one, like every 2 weeks we have. And we are going to finish Chevalier's routes. So then in 2 weeks we can come back and start Great Route for the good ending. But just switch and go. What a brilliant day, the sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and we'd really like to finish hanging this banner. Now, will you hurry up? You're as prickly as ever, tiny lord. Chevalier looks up at Waltz, who is crouched on a wooden beam above the stage, waiting for Chevalier to hand him the other end of the banner. The 3 of them are hanging the most central Spring Festival decoration, banner signed by many of the town folks. It was just yesterday that Emmeline and Denise oversaw its creation. The day before that, Chevalier and I had set up various floral arrangements around town, while workers hired by the palace set up stalls around town. Every day has been filled with errands like that. I returned to the palace so exhausted I barely make it to bed before I fall asleep. But it's worth it. Chevalier throws the banner up to Waltz, who begins nailing it to the beam. And got it. Chevalier gestures dramatically. Citizens of Angel, behold our beautiful Spring Festival banner. The crowd ripples with excitement, cheering and whistling as Chevalier steps down. It is a rather expressive banner. Filled with so many colors and signatures, it is impossible to make out any coherent design. I suppose it has a sort of chaotic charm to it, though. I hear the banner was your idea. Grace appears beside me. Though he is here as security, it seems that he is relaxed. It is a small thing. I imagine the citizens would disagree with you. The 2 of us watch as Walt floats back down to the stage, using his magic. He snaps his fingers, causing confetti to run down from the sky. The audience applauds again. Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. I was just thinking that I am glad I get to see you smile like this. When I first met you, I thought you always looked so sad. I wanted so badly to make you smile. Not being able to make me feel incompetent. Fritz, you could never be incompetent. The reason I was the way I was, it was because of Mother. I can acknowledge that now, even if it still hurts. Fritz smiles. It helped, leaving the palace all those years ago, didn't it? I hate to give Laura any credit, but it did. I did not realize the emptiness in my life stemmed from loneliness until Chevalier taught me the value of connecting with others. I'm glad you and Sir Chevalier found each other. I am too. And I'm glad you found your way back here too, Fritz. I owe it to you that I'm here, Princess. He glances one more time at the makeshift stage before turning to the crowd. I'm on duty now, but I'll see you around? Of course, take care, Fritz. And you as well, Princess. With one last bow, Fritz disappears into the crowd. The moment he leaves, I notice two familiar faces pushing toward me.
Viviana, we've been looking for you. We were surprised not to see you on stage.
It has been a busy morning, but neither of them looks worse for wear. I decided I'd let Chevalier and also the honors. Maybe if we were using magic to hang things...
Oh? I've never seen you use your magic for convenience before. After being forced to clean with Mr. Broom, Viviana said she didn't want to charm objects.
And my opinion hasn't changed. I am never commanding an object to do my binding. The last thing I need is another overbearing, sentient object in my life. And he laughs.
Mr. Broom would be heartbroken if it heard you say that, princess. He really misses you.
Well, I don't miss Mr. Broom. Most times. I do wonder sometimes if I ought to bring Mr. Broom to the palace. For shelter's sake, nothing more. Where are the Burgundian princes? Weren't they with you two earlier?
Oh, we lost them.
And he laughs.
Or rather, we left them. I doubt they even noticed. They were in the middle of an argument.
It is things like this that make me glad I grew up an only child. That's not like them. And Rod?
He's mediating or trying to. It wasn't going too well, so Emily and I decided to leave and find you.
A wise decision, I'd say. I whirled to find Chevalier standing by my side. Good afternoon, ladies. He leans down to plant a kiss on my head. Good afternoon, my beautiful queen. Beg to call me queen, I see. I sigh, but I can't help the smile on my face. Thank you for your hard work, chef. It is, as always, an honor to serve sweet Viviana. We all glance back at the stage where Walt and Sina are performing impromptu magic for the still gathered crowd.
So this marks the beginning of the Spring Festival, then? Just about. The royal family, will be giving speeches tomorrow, then the celebrations officially start.
Emily looks at me hopefully.
Want to practice our speeches tonight, Viviana?
If you do not mind practicing after my magic lesson, then I do not mind.
You must be exhausted, princess. I hope you're taking care of yourself.
And he fidgets.
If you need anything to help you with the fatigue, I may have a few things on my shelves.
Undoubtedly, you always have exactly what everyone needs, Lady Anise. I have to thank you for gathering those remedies for me on such short notice, too. When I give him a quizzical look, Chevalier smiles and shrugs. Is there a reason you are not telling me who they're for? It's a surprise. Fine, but I expect you to tell me later. Your wish is my command, beautiful Viviana.
Speaking of commands,
Emily tilts her head.
Is there not a council meeting happening today?
Emily is right. There is one last meeting before the festivities start tomorrow. Today is, thankfully, the last day we discuss taxes. I stifle a sigh. Right, I should make my way over there. Allow me to escort you, lovely princess. I've barely seen you all morning. If you insist. I turn to Nissa and Emmeline. Will you two be all right here without me?
Of course. I'll see you at the palace, Viviana. Have a good meeting, Viviana. I'll see you tomorrow.
After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I depart. Chevalier accompanies me back to the palace. I expect him to turn back at the gates, but But he follows me through the corridors. Chad? Yes? Is there a reason you're still following me? I said I would escort you. I stop in front of the throne room doors. But you have. We're here. Then let's go in, shall we? Chevalier opens the door before I could protest. Most of the counselors are already seated, though the meeting has yet to begin. All eyes land on us as we enter. Good afternoon, Lord Councillors. I am humbled to be in your presence. My father, who is sitting at the head of the table, looks up and smiles. It is good to have you here, Sir Chevalier. Ray and Garland, who are sitting on either side of him, look equally as unsurprised to see Chevalier. Long time no talk. It's good to see you again, Sir Chevalier. The Honorable Knights of Caldera. No, it is my pleasure. Chevalier makes his way over to the table. Baffled, I trail behind him. When we are seated, I turn to him and he's beneath my breath. What is happening? You remember that discussion about politics we had with the princess the other day? I nod. Well, later that night, His Majesty thoughtfully extended an invitation to sit in on a council meeting. I couldn't refuse it. Let me guess. You did not tell me any of this because you like surprises. Chevalier beams at me. Right on the nose, princess. I wanted to surprise you by showing up as an expected advocate. While I appreciate the support, many of these counselors are Chevalier patients. They are already critical of him. How will they receive him when he is out of his element? Eventually, when the chamber is filled, my father stands and announces the start of the session. Good afternoon, lords and ladies. For the last few weeks, we have been discussing raising taxes. Today, I call you here for one final discussion. The heated talks resume immediately. I spare a glance at Chevalier, who is watching the proceedings quietly. It is only after one councillor makes a point that higher taxes would allow us to invest in more expensive amenities and healthcare that he shifts in his seat, looking suddenly discontented. Chevalier has always been adamant about making things affordable for others. So, last time we voiced his opinions and I lean close enough to whisper in his ear. You ought to share your opinion. I know you have one. The king would not have invited you here if he didn't not want you to participate. Chevalier shifts to address my father. Permission to speak, Your Majesty. Please, Sir Chevalier. Chevalier argues that increasing taxes to invest in more expensive amenities will only be effective if their prices are lowered so that they are affordable to others. Taxes may be helpful if we consider subsidization. Chevalier makes the topic a more multifaceted one. Having been directly impacted by such decisions, he has a more intimate understanding of how they affect the common citizens. The table is quiet after he speaks, but it is, much to my relief, not a hostile silence. Well said, Sir Chevalier. There is a little use in forcing the citizens to pay more for amenities they will not be able to afford. But if we were to lower prices, the discussion continues on a more productive tangent. Chevalier leans toward me and speaks in an eerie whisper. Thank you, Princess. For what? You know what for? He squeezes my hand under the table. Chevalier has always prioritized listening. that he needs to learn to speak up too. If I can be the one to teach him that, I will be content. Eventually, the conversation draws to a close and father declares that taxes will not be raised. However, our talk has brought up many new issues that will need to be discussed in a more detail, namely, the accessibility of healthcare. It will be a complicated discussion, but it promised to be a fruitful one. When the meeting finally draws to a close, Chevalier deflates in his chair. I am in awe that you do this nearly every day, Princess. You became accustomed to it, but you did very well for your first time. Really? I feel like I may have rumbled. You wrap up very important issues. You give me too much credit. You're the wise, fearless one who always speaks her mind. And today, that was you. I'm proud of you, Chef. Chevalia's responding smile is tired but grateful, and it warms my heart. Sir Chevalier, I am surprised when one of the counselors wanders over to us. Oh, Lord Ram. If Chevalier knows him, then Lord Ram must be one of his patients. I prepare myself for Barb, but Lord Ram just smiles. You were brilliant today. He clears his throat. I wanted to apologize for mistrusting you. The medication you prescribed is a miracle. It has only been a couple of days, but I feel significantly less exhausted. Ah, the herbal remedy. I'm relieved to hear it. I thought it might be easier on your body. Herbal remedy? Is this what Chevalier and Denise were discussing earlier? You thought correctly. I apologize for doubting you. I assumed the remedies you recommended were backwater substitutions. Just because something is more expensive, that does not make it a superior solution. So I'm learning. Thank you, Sir Chevalier. I will look forward to my follow-up visit. I'm still not happy with that. Lord Ram gives a formal nod before walking away. I turn to Chevalier. So the medication run you did in town the other day. I was dropping by Anissa's pharmacy. Yes. I thought the best way to prove I knew my practice was to show it, so I recommended more natural cures and remedies. I think maybe you have found your path to acceptance. I hope so, Princess. Once the counselors have cleared out the room, we are approached by Julian and Garland. You handle yourself well in there, Chevalier. That's high praise coming from the ever-collected commander of Caldera. Garland smiles. She's ever-collected, isn't she? Except for when flowers and compliments are involved. Fine, we're not talking about that here. Oh? What's this about flowers? It's nothing. It's official night's business. The two speak at the same time. Julian shoots Garland a look. He just responds with a sheepish smile. I clear my throat. Whoops. Will you two be attending this festival? Of course, when you get the time off. What Garland said, we would never miss the festivities. I'm sure going out together during the festival would make for an excellent date. This is not a date. It takes an effort to keep myself from laughing. Sharon can insist all she likes that it is no secret she and Garland spend every moment of their free time together. Our conversation with the knights is cut short when Father calls on them to discuss palace security. After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves. The day is full of bright celebration preparations. Emmeline returns with the three princes and together we discuss the week's plan at festivities. Eventually, day bleeds into night, and I find myself walking down the corridor with Chevalier, who has insisted on accompanying me to my magic paradise. The last time we sat in one paradise, he shared so ceaselessly, the Lord threw him out. Hopefully, he do not have a repeat of that incident. The two of us make our way to the usual spot. I sense a build-up of a spell as soon as we step through the trees, and ready my own shield in defense. Dolores' eyes shoots toward my barrier, and harmlessly shatters against it. Hello, Laura. Good evening, Your Highness. She raises an eyebrow at Chevalier. Hello, Casanova. Lady Laura, such a tranquil night, isn't it? I hope you don't plan on ruining it with all your chattering. The voice is familiar, but I am still shocked to see Sina sitting in the shadows at the edge of the clearing, watching us. Danny Lord, what a pleasant surprise. It's been a while. I just saw you this morning. Sina stands a step toward us. Hello, Princess Iviana. Hello, Sina. I eye him suspiciously. Are you here to criticize my magic? Sina does not respond immediately. He crosses his arms and looks away, mouth pulled into a taut frown. Cat got your tongue, Cinnamon? I was just thinking. Sina looks up. I was thinking about how it might be beneficial to train together. Laura grins. I'd appreciate being given credit for my ideas, Sina. Sina grumbles. You may have mentioned it before. Why would you want to train with me? Well, I was thinking about how Hilda and Fate grew up friends, but became distant over time. And I was thinking that perhaps, if Fate had not left Hilda alone in the dark for so long, the war wouldn't have happened. Perhaps, if they had remained close, things would have ended better. I do believe he's asking to be your friend, Princess. I'm here to train, not make friends. I suppose we can train together for practical reasons. Laura snorts. You two really are cut from the same cloth. But enough banter. Let's get this show on the road. Hi Dart, how are you? Thank you for the redeems. Chevalier sits himself on a tree stump as we begin our lesson. It is strange to practice side by side with a fairy. When I was first learning, I used to practice with bolts, but this is not like that at all. It feels less like a lesson and more like a balancing act. When we first came to NGL, I was convinced that we would never get along, but... Princess, watch out! I glanced down just in time to see a root break through the ground. I burn it to cinders before it can wrap around my foot. That's cheating, Laura. All's fair during magic lessons. No, maybe. I think Sin and I are finally growing closer. We continue our lesson for the next hour, only stopping when Laura calls an end. Alright, that's where we end tonight, kids. I don't want to exhaust you the day before your performance. Me? Exhausted? Never. Sin crosses his arms. But it does little to hide the rapid raise and fall of his chest. I could have gone for another hour. Sure. Then let's pretend this is my breaking point. She turns toward me. Good job tonight, Viviana. You and Sina work well together. I agree. You're very talented, Tiny Lord. Sina smirks. I am, aren't I? He glances at me. You're not bad either, princess. Not bad. Is high praise coming from the Lucy's bearer? Laura claps her hands. Alright, time to wrap things up. We'll see you tomorrow, Viviana, Chevalier. After packing up our supplies and bidding us one final goodbye, Laura heads in the opposite direction toward the tavern. Sina does not follow. He stands in the middle of the clearing, silently, looking indecisive. I have a question for you. Question? It's about my cousin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were both there when fate passed away, right? Beside me, Chevalier nails sharply. Unthinkingly, I reach out to squeeze his hand. That's correct. Why? Sina shuffles on his feet. I didn't know Fate very well. Most of my correspondence with her was through letters, but the letters were rare. I think it was because she wanted to hide my identity during the war. I used to hate her for keeping me in the dark. Sina curls his fingers into fists. I used to think she thought I was incompetent. When she died, I came to Angel to prove that wasn't true. I told myself I wouldn't make the same mistakes she did. I told myself I would be decisive, that I wouldn't let the Lucys lure me into a false sense of calm. Sina's shoulders slump. I have no idea who I'm trying to prove myself to anymore, now that Fate is gone. I can't even compete with her memory, because I barely knew her. Sina's eyes flick up toward us. Laura told me she died protecting you from a cruel witch, Diana. He looks at Chevalier, who deflates beneath his gaze. And she said you tried to save her. Laura won't tell me about her final moments, though. I don't want to press her, but you want to know what Parfait was like in the end? Yes. Chevalier grips on my hands, his heart breakingly tight. So last time we answered the question. Let him answer. I know how hard it must be for Chevalier. He knew Parfait better than I did. She was one of his patients, after all. That is why he can tell Sina more about her than I ever could. I squeeze his hand again. It is a silent consolation, my way of showing him that I am here. She keeps telling us to not fuss in the end. His words are soft, just an octave above a whisper. The witch who killed her was obsessive with Alder. He wanted to bring her back. Anyone who stood in his way, if he was an obstacle, be destroyed. Chevalier sighs. Parfait knew she was hurting inside. Parfait knew he was hurting inside. When he killed her, she apologized to him. She said she was sorry Ilder never appreciated him. I I killed the witch who stabbed her, but it didn't matter. The wound he inflicted on her was fatal. But even as she lay dying, she told us everything was as it should be. Lady Parfait put her life on the line without hesitation. She told me all the time that she was trying to make up for her mistakes. That's why, in the end, I don't believe she had any regrets. It was the greatest honor to be able to help her. For a few minutes, the forest is silent. The only sound, the gentle rustling of the leaves and the sway of grass beneath our feet. When Chevalier shivers, I wrap an arm around his shoulder. He promptly leans into me. Eventually, Tina speaks into the quiet. Thank you for trying to save my cousin and for being there with her until the end. I can't imagine the courage it took for her to hold onto her ideals and morals, even in the end. Lady Parfait was one of the strongest, kindest people I knew. I'll be forever grateful I could be one of her friends. Me too. Parfait believed in me from the beginning. I will always be grateful for her patience and kindness. Neither she nor Delora gave up on me. Instead of leaving me to stew on my own anger, they rescued me. It was a drastic solution, perhaps even somewhat heartless, but it forced me to see things as I never had before. Tino angles his head slightly, his eyes trained to the stars above us. And then he smiles. It appears as if I've got my work cut out for me if I want to measure up to her. Chevalier straightens. Tina, you are every bit as inspirational as Lady Parfait. I have no doubt she would be proud of you. You know, Chevalier, you're not so bad. Did you just call me by my name? Tina turns away with a grumble. There's no need to get excited about it, old man. Even though he's turned away from us, I can see a smile on his face. I'll see you both tomorrow. Thanks for tonight. His goodbye is brisk. He disappears through the trees before we can respond. How strange that speaking about Lady Parfait tonight was almost... How strange... therapeutic. Talking about her brings her back, even if just for a little bit. When we talk about her this way, we can fashion her into a hero, someone who made us, and the world, a better place. It is the least she deserves for her sacrifice. Sage words, princess. Chevalier lifts my hand to his lips and kisses my knuckles. Thank you for your support. Always, chef. After savoring the quiet of the forest a little longer, we make our way back to the palace. The next day we wake bright and early for the first day of the festival. Palace walls are emptier than usual, many of the staff taking time off to enjoy the festivities. A miniature stage has been irritated outside the palace gates. For the last 30 minutes, we have all given brief speeches about the prosperity of NGL and our hopes for the future. Rod and I already given our speech and are waiting at the back of the stage for Emmeline, who is in the middle of addressing the crowds. As always, she overthought how difficult this would be. Emmeline is the most charismatic of all of us. Why would she ever think she was bad at it? Rod shrugs. She gets nervous about disappointing people. We pause as the audience claps and Emmeline's curtsies. Sometimes I think about the total training to be a queen would have had on her. He looks at me. He looks at me, thoughtful. You're good under pressure. Emmeline never was. Never has been. Thank you. Rod scoffs. Why do you sound so confused? This was a compliment. The stage creaks as Emmeline approaches. She sighs softly.
Oh, thank God that's over. Did that sound okay?
Of course it did. You got the best reception of any of us. Someone even threw flowers at you. Emmeline shakes her head.
Oh no, that was...
Prince Lance did not miss him standing by the front of the stage, beaming at Emmeline the entire time. He was clearly enamored with her.
I heard from Mother that he came by to surprise me with a bouquet this morning, but I was already gone.
So we threw it at you on stage? Rod sighs. If Chevalier was here, he would make a comment about how romantic this is. It's a good thing he's not here. Were you less nervous having him in the audience?
You know, now that I think about it, yes. Lance said he gets nervous on stages too. He was giving me advice last night.
Was he?
Yes.
Well, that was kind of him. Cheers from the audience break apart our conversation. The king calls all of us to the front of the stage, and, together with Ophelia, we announce the beginning of the festival. Before, I shunned the idea of participating in these speeches and events. Now, looking at all of these smiling faces, cannot help but be glad I am here. My eyes snag on a familiar face in the audience. Chevalier stands at the front, waving at me, his most excited pupil, the young boy he saved all those years ago, stands beside him, also waving. Hi Crispy, how are you? I'm okay. Also, why the licking emotes? The licking emotes, Chevalier told me yesterday that recently the boy has been allowed to visit the palace to watch him work. He also clings to Chevalier when we are wandering the town. Chevalier always talks about bringing me out here to spend time alone together, but he's so well liked by others that it's often difficult to find that time. I cannot possibly be disgruntled about the situation, though. I could never be irritated that people are warming up to Chevalier. As soon as I am able to, I descend the stage steps and head for Chevalier and his pupil. You are spectacular as always, my lovely princess. As always. The boy parrots the words and laughs. Then he looks at Chevalier. I told my ma I would meet her after the speeches. See you later, Doctor, Princess. The boy runs through the crowd, leaving Chevalier and I to speak to the amazing crowds. I greet town folks with handshakes and greetings while Chevalier speaks more conversationally. The minute we have a moment to breathe, I grab Chevalier urgently by the sleeve. Oh my god, the lol is strong with that one. The leg is strong with that one. So I'm glad that you clean your room and that you ate. Thank you for joining, and you're welcome for that stuff. Just remember the magic show. Why did we plan it for it to happen so soon after the speeches? I pull Chevalier along before he can protest But of course, he doesn't. He just smiles and laughs, and when I pick up my pace, he loops his arm through mine and begins skipping down the street. Come on, come all to Her Highness Magic Show! His cheer is contagious. Soon I find myself skipping alongside him, trying not to laugh as we nearly trip over each other's feet. That would be me, but alone. I don't need anyone to trip on my own feet. The magic show is a huge success. Walt is ever the charismatic performer. He weaves stories as we perform, talking about the time where witches, fairies, and humans got along. Sin and I take turns performing magic tricks. Though witches and fairies drew their magic from different sources, it was equally vibrant and beautiful. They could make flowers bloom. I concentrate on the stage, and flowers begin to push through the planks and change the weather. Sin snaps his fingers, and the cool breeze whistles past, bringing with the droplets of water that scatter like rain, and start a warm fire for cold nights. Walt spreads his hands, and the bright fire rises before him. The audience gasps as the flames rise without eating away at the wood. The spectators applaud, again and again and again until the show is over and we all bow. At the end of it, I am breathless and exhausted and also relieved. No one shrunk away from my magic. No one was scared of me. No, there was nothing but wonder in the audience's eyes. Afterwards, Walt turns to me and Sina with a bright smile. "You both worked so well together. You were great." Sina grins. "I knew training together would be a good idea." I resist the urge to roll my eyes, but I am smiling. "Likewise, Walt. We should do this more often." Walt blinks at me. "More often?" He laughs. "I would love to have you both appear with me in the future." He raises an eyebrow. "Any chance you will want to continue on to the next performance? My students are performing, but I'd appreciate the backup." "Nope." Sina shakes his head. "They're selling special baked goods today. I want to buy one of everything before they run out." "Oh, weren't there cinnamon rolls with a special frosting?" Sina calls. "Maybe? It's not as if I'd know about that." With a huff and a backward wave, Sina rushes off the stage and into the crowd. After wishing Walt's luck on his next show, I too leave the stage. I look for Chevalier in the scattered crowds and find him standing by the fountain, talking animatedly with a group of musicians. Yes, that's the piece I'm thinking of. The one with the uplifting music. As I approach, the band begins to play a song. It is a jubilant tone, filled with playful chords and soaring vocals. The minute the music picks up, the surrounding crowd begins to clap and cheer, and soon there are citizens dancing in the plaza, hands pressed together as they thrill in place. The sight takes my breath away, and I pause to admire them. I have never seen this kind of dancing before. It is unlikely the stiff card dancing I am accustomed to. There are no steps, only movement, and an intoxicating energy. Okay? Save. And last time we looked for Chevalier, so now we just join. Do not realize I have wandered through the center of the circles until someone, a stranger, grabs my hand. At first, I falter. I do not know the steps of his dance. Then I realize it does not matter. I let myself thrill and spin and laugh. And by the time I thrill into another dance partner, I barely remember that I am dancing. It continues like that for some time. I dance with multiple people, most strangers, and I do not think about my duties. Today, I am merely a citizen of Angel. And then, it is not just strangers I am dancing with, but familiar faces. Well met, Princess. Oh, Carmen's here! Well met, Claude. Where's your brother? Claude jerks his head to the side. I follow his gaze to the outskirts of the circle, where I see Emmeline twirling with Lance. They have only eyes for each other. They never so much as glance in our direction. I don't think they understand the rules of this dance. They haven't changed partners once. Careful, Claude. Your jealously is showing. Claude sighs. You're as delightfully blunt as always, Princess. We separate on the next world, and I find myself dancing with others, Jurian and Garland, Rod, even Sin at some point, though he only enters the dance long enough to tell me about the seasonal baked goods. I become lost in the crowd, and I'm tossed from one person to the next until finally. Hello, my lovely princess. May I have this dance? Chevalier steps forward, grasping my hand and pulling me into his chest. He smiles at me rakishly. We may. The two of us twirl around each other, fingers glassed. I'm assuming you meant for this to happen, the dancing. I saw bands setting up and couldn't resist recommending a song. They play this every year, you know? And I thought that after such an exciting magic show, the audience might want to let out some pent-up energy. I've never seen a dance like this before. Chevalier laughs. It's not special. Really, it's the person you're dancing with that makes it special. So, I see you've had a number of dance partners already. Are you jealous? Hardly. I want everyone here to appreciate your charm. The music picks up and everyone's footwork abruptly changes. Before I can adjust, I misstep and trip on Chevalier's foot. But before I can fall, I am swept off my feet, and there are suddenly sturdy hands beneath my legs. This is very familiar. Could you not have just grabbed my hand? All this pomp is unnecessary. I can feel everyone's eyes on us. Chevalier just laughs. I suppose I could have, but I think I prefer this. I'm no knight in shiny armor, but when I hold you like this, I feel like you're a hero. Chef, you don't have to be any of those things. I love you just the way you are. Chevalier's expression morphs. The shock so clear on his face it makes me laugh. What's wrong? You said you loved me. You act as if I haven't said it before. Every time you say it, I am shocked in you. I will never, ever stop being in awe that you find me worth of you, princess. Truly, I'm the luckiest man in the world to have you. Yes, you are. I cup his face in my hands, long enough to give him a quick kiss on the lips. Chevalier puts me down, and I grasp his hand, heedless of the couples around us. In that moment, it's just the two of us, and I can't forget the stares of the crowd. And I'm the luckiest princess having you. I hold out my hand. Now, shall I go find the last showy dance partner? Or will you dance with me once more? Chevalier beams. I shall be your partner forever and always, princess. I'll hold you to your word. Once again, I let my fingers through his. This time, I do not let go of his hand. And though we are surrounded by people, it feels like we are the only two people in the world. Two stars is revolving around each other. And I would not have it in any other way. Oh yeah, forever and always. Chapter 6. Let me save. Because you never know. The dining hall is lively this morning, though for an entirely different reason than usual. So, just to be clear, this exchange program you're proposing isn't actually an exchange program. Ah, I think that was obvious, darling. So why call it an exchange program at all? Because it sounds more educational that way. It is early morning, and we are all gathered in the dining hall with the Burgundian princess, discussing Rod's impending stay in Burgundia. 2 weeks ago, Rod agreed to return with Claude to Burgundia to begin learning dance there. I had not realized he was so invested in the art. Now, I'm second guessing if I should go. Lance clears his throat. If I can answer any questions to assuage your worries, please let me know, Prince Rod. But I know for a fact my family would love to have you. Naturally, we love to entertain guests. Oh my god, you're just a menace. And so the banter continues. I glance across the table at Lance and Emmeline, who are speaking in hushed whispers. Lance has a soft smile on his face, and Emmeline is laughing. At least 2 of them are subtle and do not serenade each other in the halls. Which, speaking of serenading, I listened to interest. This morning, Chevalier said he had a patient to tend to. He left early, but has still not returned. I hope he's not running himself dry. That, unfortunately, seems to be something we have in common. Though Chevalier is getting better at managing his workload, the council meetings he now frequently attends only serve to make his schedule more chaotic. I am happy he is mingling with more nobles and participating in more palace events, but I still worry that he is overworking himself. Breakfast tea is served, and by the end of it, Chevalier still hasn't showed up. I have just snuck another glance at the door when Claude leans over and whispers, "Pinning after someone, are we?" Pinning is for people who aren't courting someone, Claude. People like you. You could kill a man with your words, princess. If you are so easily defeated by my words, then perhaps you should invest in a better armor for your heart. I stand with a sigh. For some reason, Claude is smiling at me. What? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about how very much I am looking forward to dinner tonight. See you later, princess. I knew it! I knew it! He and Rumpo become best friends. I knew it! He walks off with that strange self-satisfied smirk, leaving me to look after him, puzzled. I shake off my bafflement and, after excusing myself, trail him through the doors. No sooner have I stepped outside, however, that I am met by a familiar face. My lovely Diviana. I stumble back, startled. Chev, where have you been? I'm sorry, my sweet. I needed some extra time to prepare things. Give him a critical look. You said you were handling things with a patient. And I was, didn't lie. But that doesn't mean I wasn't preparing something else, a surprise for you. I'm getting nervous. Ah, don't be, my princess. You're sure to love this. Will I reach for my hand? I still have some work to do at the office. Care to assist me? And, oh, would you mind if we drop by the tavern before the noon meal? I need to pick up some I need to pick something up. I am worldly, but constant in the end. Hopefully the surprise isn't another baked good named after me. I accompany Chevalier to his office. It is a humble space, cluttered with herbs and remedies and books. I'll be right back, I need a break. Okay. BRB. Wait, what is my BRB? Okay, we are back, so let's go. The sight of it makes me nostalgic. Years ago, I worked side by side with Chevalier, assisting him while he helped soldiers who had gotten caught up in the palace in fighting. I'm glad the work we do now is of a different nature. Chevalier needs help reorganizing its shelves and filling prescriptions. The work is simple, but time-consuming. By the time we are out of the office, the sun is at its zenith. Chevalier is oh my god, uncharacteristically quiet. Oh my god, that was a struggle. Chef? I tug on his sleeve. When he doesn't respond, I lean to kiss his cheek. Oh, sorry, Diviana. I was just thinking. His words trail off as he looks at me. His gaze is so intense that a few moments begin to worry. But when I reach out to cup his cheek, he takes my hand and laces our fingers together. Then he smiles. Chef, is something wrong? No, it's quite the opposite, actually. I was just thinking about how lucky I am to be your consort, to be able to do some good here, and... He pauses, then laughs. Listen to me. Sina would say I was rumbling like an old man. You are an old man. It's a good thing maturity suits you. What a relief. Kisses my knuckles. Now, shall we drop by the tavern? We shall. The two of us make our way to the gate, and then to the tavern. Chevalier errands takes no time at all. I wait for him outside and minutes later emerge holding a picnic basket. The surprise is... A picnic? Indeed. Is this another date? Not just any date, Ivana. I'm going to make sure this is the best date you've ever gone on. Wraps an arm around my shoulders and begins to walk me through the forest. On our way there, we pass a crowd of cheering people. Waltz stands before them, forming magic. As the audience claps and cheers, Waltz laughs and bows. His eyes snag on us when he straightens. Have fun, you two! They all know. They all know. Chevalier waves back, but I am too startled by the coin. Oh my god. By the coyness in Walt's smile to react. My befuddlement falls away as we enter a serenade quiet of the forest. A sight escapes my lips before I can help it. Amidst the walks we use to take here, a pause, or the detours as you call them. I had the same thought, which is why I thought maybe you'd prefer this to a cafe today. Here I do not have to worry about being a princess. I do not have to worry about standing up for myself or for Chevalier. Though I do not think he needs me to do that for him, not anymore. I tell him this as we all walk through the vibrant greenery. You seem more confident now. What can I say? You're an inspiration, princess. It is strange how, when he says the word, glances off to the side as if avoiding my eyes. You are acting strange. Chevalier gaze flickers back to me. He smiles. I prefer mysterious, chef. But my words collapse into a sharp inhale as Chevalier brings me to a part of the forest I have never seen before. A tranquil thicket filled with flowers. Sunlight streams in through the canopies, brightening the green into a soft, stunning gold. In the center of the area is a simple, single blanket. Welcome to the princess' private court. What's this? Your own personal sanctuary. I happened to stumble upon it the other day. It's lovely, isn't it? It's beautiful. The quiet, broken only by the soft chirp of birds, is so peaceful it makes me smile. I lean up to kiss Chevalier on the lips before moving toward the blanket. I love it, Chev. Chevalier beams as he joins me in the picnic basket with the picnic basket. But he might like it to use it as a reprieve from court. Or, you wanted somewhere private to whisper whisper sweet nothings into my ear. I hello him in the stomach, laughing. I was like, please tell me I didn't got it wrong and do the elbow, okay. Perhaps. Chevalier sets out a quaint meal. There are small sandwiches, a simple salad, and, unsurprisingly, the cursed Princess Lily platter. These are the most popular biscuits in the kingdom now, Of course they are. We discuss many things while we eat, ranging from Rod's departure to Emily's adoration of Lance to the more serious council meetings. The more we talk, the more I notice Chevalier beginning to drift off. Before I know it, day passes into night, and the sunlight is replaced with showers of glittering moonlight. Chevalier is so quiet I can hear myself think, which is alarming. The quiet creaking sound startles me from my thoughts, and I notice a bird has landed on the branch above us. But the distraction is brief. I turn back to Chevalier, who I notice is rotting through the picnic basket. The troubled look on his face makes me pause. Chev, where? Triumph suddenly lights his features. Aha! It happens in a flash. Chevalier plunks something from the basket and holds it up. His hand knocks into the bird roasting above us, and it squats in irritation and flies off. Oh! Chevalier freezes. A look of horror pauses over his face. Oh! He stands abruptly. No, that isn't for you, little bird! I follow his panicked gaze to the bird, which has settled in a nest of a few branches higher. Something shiny claims and in its talons. Is that? Chevalier wrings his hands. God, this is a disaster. Maybe I should. All at once he seems to come to some decision. Without any explanation whatsoever, he turns to the tree and begins to climb. Chev? Don't worry about me, princess. Just getting something important. The bird flutters his wings as if in preparation to fly off. I act on instinct, casting the first magic that comes to mind. The gnarly branch shot outward, encasing the bird in a cage entirely of my making. The bird chatters and flutters, but to no avail. It is already trapped by the time I snap my fingers and float the cage down to us on a gust of wind. Chevalier drops to the ground. Even away, but I have already reached into the cage for the glimmering object in its talons. I had a feeling, and I don't like this because this is really similar to what happened with Bria. Even the proposal and everything. So I don't like it. I don't like it. No. The sight of the ring is so shocking, my mind goes blank. All I can hear is my heartbeat, which reverberates through my whole body. I must be cursed. This isn't how this was meant to go at all, but I look up at Chevalier in wonder. He sits before me, flushed and smiling. Nervously, glasses nearly fallen off his face. I do not realize I am quivering until Chevalier reaches out to grab my hands over the ring. My beautiful, effervescent Diana. The wind beneath my sails, my guiding light, my queen. Chevalier's own hands are shaking. With nervous, I realize I have never seen him so anxious. I do not realize I am crying until a tear rolls down my cheek. Chevalier reaches out and wipes it off my cheek. My beautiful-eyed princess, my one true love. Princess Diana Riella Brighton, would you do me the absolute honor of becoming my wife? Unless, of course, I am unworthy, then Yes, I don't like this. I don't like this, I don't like it. Ugh. Because, I feel like it's the same place as Bria. Both were in the forest, both had problems with the ring. Involving birds and Rumpel losing it and then the girl finding it. And I'm just like, I don't like it. My heart is thundering so loudly, I can barely hear myself say the words. Chevalier's eyes light up. Truly? Diana, I throw myself at him before he can even finish the sentence, knocking him down to the ground and sealing his lips with kiss after kiss. I smile against Chevalier's lips. My happiness is so tangible it bursts from my lips as laughter. I suppose I do deserve to be laughed at, don't I? The whole thing wasn't very princely, was it? No, it's perfect. I press my forehead to ease. I thought you'd never ask. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. You do not have to apologize. I would have been happy waiting for you forever. There could never be, to be fair, at that point, you might be just the one asking though. At that point, you just make yourself asking. You don't wait, you just ask. There could never be anyone other than Chevalier, the man who taught me how to connect with others, the man who taught me to fix broken things, who taught me how important it was to love myself. The reason Claude and Waltz were acting so strangely. Chevalier laughs. Yes, I'm afraid everyone knows but you. I spoke to Claude extensively about this whole thing. So that's why he had that smug smile on his face. But I promise this is the only time I will ever share such a secret with others. I just like surprises, I know. And Father and Ophelia? Getting your father's blessing is the most stressful thing I have ever done in my life. I nearly fainted. I laugh. How appropriately dramatic. I kiss Chevalier again. On the forehead, the nose, the lips. My lips linger for a long time before I eventually pull away. It would be foolish to think this won't be a long engagement. There are many things Chevalier will need to learn and many people he will have to impress before we can wed. It will be a tough road, but I'm grateful we can travel it together. Viviana? Yes? I love you. More than anything in this world. I love you too, forever and always. Forever and always, my dearest princess. Chevalier whispers a promise into my lips and seals it with a kiss. Mother used to tell me that fairy tale love did not exist, that as witches could not sustain ourselves of such a joy. But I know now that Mother was wrong. This feeling is what inspires me to fight another day. Chevalier is what inspires me to fight another day. And no matter the obstacle, I will never lose sight of that. I glance at the ring Chevalier has slid into my finger. It closed, as if with magic. It is perfect. He is perfect. Perhaps this is a fairy tale, where I cannot imagine a more happier ending. and their love lasted forevermore. I will see this all because it changes according to the character, so I'm going to see it all. Okay, so now we have Rumpel here. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but we have a second letter, Rumpel. And now we are done. Let me see the gallery. Achievements. Oh, Fairy Tale Ending is just a name. Okay. Yeah, and then in 2 weeks we are doing Fritz. I think I can already start like that. Remember, good things come to those who wait for until midnight. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a princess. She was known as the Ice Princess, named for her frigid heart and unwilling coldness toward others. The princess shunned all who sought to help her. She was scared to go out into the world, so she locked herself up in her palace. Then, one day, the Ice Princess became the victim of the famous fairy tale curse and was forced to go from riches to rags. As the princess struggled to come to terms with her new life, she met a very special man. The two endured much strife, helping each other overcome various ordeals. In the end, they emerged victorious. The special man thawed the princess' ice-cold heart and dried her dampened spirits. The two vowed to love each other for the rest of time. They lived happily ever after. But what happened after happily ever after? This is fruit caramel and gold apple. The night in no armor. Yeah. So that was it for today. Let's see how to rate. Because I do not know who is on. Maybe I'll just end. I don't feel like writing someone new. Everyone is going for long. So maybe I'm just going to end. Yeah, I'm going to end. I don't know. I'm not reading anyone. Thank you so much to everyone who joined me today. I appreciate it. I'll be back Sunday with more productive stream, and in 2 weeks we start Fritz route. So see you on Sunday. Bye bye.